Well, hello, my friends. It's Katie Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel, all around lady of the woo. How are ya? Oh my gosh. I'm so happy because I just pulled this, so I always open the records for you, the folks who will see this video, who desire this video, who are looking for spiritual guidance and direction from this video, whoever that might be. And yes, it includes you. If you're seeing this right now, you are included in that spiritual process that I do before I come on camera. How does that work? Because time and space is not linear, and the divine knows all the things, so it can do all the things our little tiny brains can't do. So if you're overthinking it, stop. Or this just isn't for you, and that's okay. Everybody gets to be who they are. Listen, I'm excited because the 3 cards in this 3-card spread are very happy. This is happy. We're in a happy time. I'm excited. I want to look at the date. Today's like the 25th or something. 24th. Okay, here's good news. January 29th, which will be the following day of the week. You guys have calendars, but let's just say Saturday. This Saturday, our Venus retrograde and I believe the Mercury retrograde, they both end. Definitely the Venus retrograde ends. We've been in a double retrograde, you guys. 2 retrogrades at once, as if 1 retrograde wasn't enough. Retrogrades, can often present us with challenges like the slowing down of things. The purpose of a retrograde spiritually is to slow us down and have us get really present to what is and what's actually important and what our values are and what matters. But how it shows up is car accidents. With Mercury, it'll be like car accidents, the computer crashes, the dog swallows a bunch of tampons and has to go to the emergency vet. Venus retrograde is more about like love and communication and relationships getting wonky and weird. So your communications recently, by the way, and Mercury has like contracts and things you're going to sign, anything to do with money. So we have 2 going on: relationships, love, money, physical objects, computers. All of it is all wonky until the 29th of January. So if you're an astrology follower, fan, just know that. Now, but given that, and despite that fact, you have a positive, fun reading. And before I forget, if you're looking for fun, this Saturday, the 29th. Oh my God! I didn't even plan that! I did not even plan that. Oh my God, I'm in love with this. The last day of this freaking retrograde, we're going to celebrate. Why am I doing politician hand? We're going to celebrate with my show. I'm doing a healing show that is also a comedy show that is also spiritual teachings. So I'll be teaching spiritual concepts while being funny and transmitting divine light. We're going to actually do actual energy work in the show. What? Yeah. That's Saturday the 29th. I did not plan that. Amazing universal synchronicities. So here's your reading. In the recent past, we have the Magic Stream card, which is a very deep concept. Every time I get that card, I'm always like, okay, get out of your head, feel into your body. What does it mean? What does it mean? Because it's very deep. It's in the body. It's really like a deep thing. We'll get into it. The present moment. I'm sorry. Son of a fuck with that ring light. Peaks of joy? What? Yes. Outcome card. Oh, no big deal. You're just coming to life. Only my favorite card in the whole fucking deck. You guys have heard me talk about it before. So let us look at this now. Magic Stream. This is the one that I always have to go, brain melt. Every experience you have seems to have its own life story, with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an with the beginning, middle, and eventually an end. However, there is danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and burps, otherwise known as revelations, rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. I'm going to read some of that again. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences, okay, so your experiences are a stream, filter through the whole world. There's the stream, your experiences going out and affecting the whole world, like a stream through many villages, in a hobbit village land, in my mind. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Okay, so I get it now. Your experiences, everything you're going through, is like a river that flows through the entirety of reality. So everything you're thinking, feeling, creating, it's all connected, right? That's the gist. She's saying everything's connected, okay? And in the recent past, you must have had some kind of awareness of that or awakening to that, or I don't know. I certainly have. But every time I read that card, and it's interesting that it's the 18, it's a 1 and an 8. The 8 is leadership with. The 8 is a reminder to connect and lead. When you're leading people, lead with them. Don't lead from top down, right? It's power with. I get to have power and you get to have power. And I'm leading, but we all have power. And 1 is leadership as well, but pulling people forward. It's the leadership card that pulls people forward into the realms of love. So the 1 and the 8 together, it's like so much leadership and pulling people forward. I think that my brain just goes, huh? I don't know. It's also a concept for me that, like, as an Aquarius, I can be so mental. I'm very in the body, but I can get so like abstract. I'm such a good abstract thinker that I'll be like, wait, but how is the stream part of, how is everything part of, but it is. And our present moment, okay, we have peaks of joy. Let's see what Colette Baron-Reid has to say about peaks of joy. What a fucking fun card, though. Can we just look at her chasing a butterfly or a leaf? A butterfly, of course. In her red dress, being freaking cute, flying in the sky. No big deal. Your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others, is what the card says. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. Yeah! Fucking A. I definitely had a weekend that made me feel that way. I said to a couple of my friends, and by the way, if you're one of my friends, I'm saying this to you now. If ever I'm bummed out or just like, wah, wah, life, ask me these 3 questions. Have you traveled recently? Have you seen a good friend and had a good lady talk or like dude talk, but like with a good friend who can really go deep and have a good laugh? And have you stayed in a fancy hotel lately? These are my happy places. Friend time, travel time, fancy hotel. Happy Katie. And I did that, all those things this weekend. So now I'm like, yeah, everything's good. The result of all of these peaks of joy and having been and realized that we're in the magic stream is that we're coming to life, motherfuckers. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Can you? Can you see it? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities or like stuff in your ear and created new ones, or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. That's for shiz. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. Oh my God, that's so exciting. It certainly is for me. Oh my God, is it for you? Is it for you? How? How is it for you? Are you thinking about it? How is a long-held dream beginning to show signs of life? Remember that signs of life can be teeny tiny, you guys. If you think about like a blade of grass coming up from the ground in the spring, it looks like this. Bing. Just a little nothing. That's nothing. So your version of that in your life might be like, you're like, I actually think maybe I really could be a janitor in the building across the street. I'm making stuff up. Maybe I really could. It could just be the energy of hope, and the energy of possibility is back with you. Something like that. Other signs of life are you're starting to get good feedback on things. You're getting encouragement from people. You're booking jobs. You're getting hired. You're dating people, so there can be outer signs that things are taking shape, but there can also be inner signs, like your state of being. Great. This card, you must not try to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path, here we are back to contours of a path, like the river of our life, to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. Oh my God, how true is that? That is the truest thing in my life. All I ever have to do is show up. I always think I got to be prepared and know the things. And then I let go of that because I've learned this. And I go, well, I'm just going to show up. I had a teacher / friend who used to say, I give you permission to be terrible at this. And she would say that to me before I'd go into a class I was about to teach or an audition. She'd be like, I give you permission to fail at this audition. Go in there and be terrible. And I was like, and of course, we've all heard this idea in different places, but they're real. And improv, having done millions of years of improv, you've got to be willing to suck at it in order to really start to thrive at it. And that's what the cards are telling us right now. How did she say it? Spirit knows the best way to hibbity-hibbity-hoo. Don't try to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form of the manifestation of this dream. And life can become better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. I revere the amazingness of the universe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is show up. You know, there are so many people I have conversations with in my healing practice where people want to say things like, but I don't believe I could, blah, 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 blah. How do I trust that I can? How do I know that I can? And everybody wants to be sure of something before they try it. And what I want to tell you is, I was having a conversation with another consciousness worker friend the other day, and she was saying, the way she said it was really great. She said, are you willing to create inside the unknown? Like, are you willing to have an intuitive sense that maybe I could blah, 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 blah. And then without knowing for sure if it's going to happen, take the leap and take just a baby step piece of action toward being the person who's living that future that you see. Would you be willing to take just a little leap forward into that future that you can intuitively feel and see without having any certainty? See, this is the difference between people who make great leaps in their life and people who don't. It's, are you willing to create without knowing? Without knowing. You don't know where it's going to go. Maybe it'll go nowhere. But if something in you, if there's a seed of desire in you, if there's the flame of creation in you, if there's a motivation to do something and it keeps coming back, that's the main key that human design has helped me with a ton. Does it keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back? If so, you probably need to go ahead and do it, because it's tapping on the door of your consciousness and it's not going to let you go. If you're anything like me, aka alive in a human nervous system, if you get those tap, tap, taps, those whispers from the universe, and you don't listen, you can ignore it all you want, but it's going to keep coming. So you may as well step into it and dive off the edge of the cliff into the unknown with no net and find out what happens. The very worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work and you go, fuck, that didn't work. And ow, I hit the ground and landed on my face and that hurts. I'm going to dust myself off and go back to wherever and start over. Or I'm going to do a whole different thing. But you can't know until you leap. And 9 times out of 10, when you leap into the unknown and carefully, consciously, in a way that honors you and your nervous system, you got to know yourself as you do this and go slowly. If you need to go slowly, take one baby step at a time. And as you take one baby step at a time toward the future you can perceive, but you're not in it yet, you start to, suddenly you'll look back and be like, holy shit, I'm sitting inside that future. How did that happen? And the answer is you took tiny steps from the past into the future because you could perceive the future before you even wanted to admit you could. But what most people do is they go like, well, maybe I'm making that up. And how do I know I could have that? And I'm just some whoever and I'm not worthy. And that would be hard. And it's going to take a long time. Yeah, it might take a long time. And there might be hardships along the way. But would you rather take some steps towards being the future you that you could perceive and maybe wind up being that person, or always wonder if you could have been? This is a big one for me. I do not want to wake up when I'm 70 and go, if I had just moved to New York and auditioned for TV stuff, maybe I would have booked some TV stuff. No, this bitch is in New York attempting to do TV stuff now. Despite my age, despite my hairline, despite my chub on my belly, there will be no stopping this bitch. You know why? Because there's actually no harm and no foul in taking risks. There isn't. The worst thing that happens is you go, I want a thing, you try for the thing, you don't get the thing, then you feel sad and you grieve about it. Hopefully you pick yourself up and try again. But even if you don't, now you learned something in the trying of that thing. But if you don't try for the thing, you can't learn anything. So I'll leave you with that question. Since we're freaking in the middle of peaks of joy and we're coming into life and we were realizing we're part of the magic stream of everything, would you be willing to take a leap off the edge of something and just take one uncertain action, one action today, one action towards what you desire? I'm going to do it. I spend my whole day every day taking weird leaps into things that hopefully add up to other things. And oftentimes they do. You know when they don't add up to other things? When I don't leap. So leap, bitches. Hopefully I'll see you this Saturday, the 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will put a link attached to this video. Come, get your tickets soon. Come to that. Prepare if you're going to come to that show to do some actual healing work and to face some of your stuff and to like feel feelings. So you might want to have some tissues, and you definitely want to be in a place with like safe people where you can feel feelings and process some stuff, because we're going to wizard your ass. I'm going to light fucking pow you in the show. And there will be jokes and there will be spiritual teaching. So no big deal. And speaking of leaps into whatever, what kind of show is that? That's not a thing. That doesn't exist in the world, but I'm doing it. Why? Because I could see my future self doing that on stages, and I'm like, that looks like a life that seems interesting. So I'm taking steps toward being her. And I'm not special, you guys. I'm a weirdo. I'm the weirdest weirdo of them all. I come from the most trauma you can think of. And the fact that I have like a beautiful life that works, I'm a human with fallibilities all over the place, but my life is beautiful and I get to do crazy shit like this show. Why is that? Only because I take leaps into the unknown without knowing where they're going. I'm not different than you. You can do it too. Yes, you can. Okay. I love ya.